Hi, it's been a long time I haven't talked to you, and I was nearly starting to miss you, so I wanted to dedicate part of this Sunday to you, like always. I'm still in the process of moving home, and I want to thank all the new members of the group because the group used to be about 200 about a month ago, and then it suddenly become over 400 without me doing that much of a promotion. So I wanted to thank you. And today this is my third video of the series Magic Talk, so I'll call it Magic Talk 3. In Rome, it's twilight, and we are getting closer to certain energies that are the night energies. We will start over our daily readings and meditations and weekly and monthly and so on, perhaps in 1 or 2 weeks or a month from now, or the very latest, I promise to be online daily from January 1st, 2017, which is a good year for luck, wisdom, and courage. So I am posting these videos in this simple way because I feel that, just like in many other cases, although the setting could be different, what counts isn't the way I talk or whether you need special help or not, but it's because I want you to be in touch with God more. So please, you all follow my channel, comment these videos, because it's better to follow certain things while they're still at this stage rather than following them when it costs you more. Today we'll talk a little bit about everything, like it's the aim and pleasure that I have with you when I do these talks that are called magic talks. We don't discuss any particular instrument of the esoteric science, but we decide to talk a little bit about everything. So yesterday was the death of the Cuban leader and philosopher, if you will, Fidel Castro. Castro. A lot of you might not be entirely familiar with his name just because Cuba and the United States were not best allies for so long. But now things are heating up again, and they are starting to build a new friendship thanks to the intervention of the Pope, which, by the way, is also a tarot card meaning unity. So with the intervention of the Pope, this was allowed to happen recently, especially with some things that the Pope for this Pope Francis, or one before him, Pope Benedict, thought, and what the first Pope talking to him said, Pope, who is a saint now, the Polish Pope. And then the current Pope, who's from Argentina, he made the most of the work. And if we think that in esoteric terms it's more what we do spiritually than what we do materially, we can understand that not most of this process was carried out by a Pope, but really a lot of it was, and most was carried out by God. So may the Cubans who live in the U.S. be blessed, and if there's some, vice versa, the Americans who live in Cuba who travel there. And may this death serve you as a reminder that sometimes death is for everyone, and because death is for everyone, death should be understood. And because death should be understood, death isn't meant to scare. And if isn't meant to scare, we're not meant to judge, because it's all fear energy. that we're putting around. So when we are starting to cope with these negative energies that we have, we're starting to have the worst nightmare scenarios, and we're starting to bless people and things that are around us instinctively and without knowing who they are and why we're blessing them. But in the end, what counts really is that we bless people and that we refrain from judgment, especially in these extreme, in quotes, cases where there's going to be a dictatorship that is being judged. After all leaders, even in the Nazi's times, contributed to something. But my point is that while Adolf Hitler wasn't meant to be what he became to be, terrible person. In terms of life purpose, he wasn't meant to be a politician, but Castro, the Cuban president, was, and at that time, I don't think it was possible for things to have developed in a different way because the island was wanting righteously its own independence after having lost it for so long before being in the hands of the Spanish and then being in other hands, much more safe and secure and interesting, if you will, but still not their own. So it's now time for us to open our mind to what happens when time change. When time changes now, not mentioning this fact anymore about Cuba, we don't need to speak about it now, but not any longer. But spiritually, when these world energies change, we tend to think that they have an impact on us because we're all connected at the same time. When your inner energies change, then the whole world changes. And when you evolve, then other people evolve with you. If not, that when we master our own body and soul perfectly, then our mind follows. However, we express these feelings, you have to know that you have to be yourself always. So if you master to be yourself, then you can learn to be your own self. If you cannot be your own self, then you have to be something else, someone else, and you don't like it. And it's funny how I had a client that I don't think she'll be watching this video because she's too arrogant. But I'm not afraid to help people grow. So when you foretell people things, we all have to understand that each negativity is born out of an act of frustration where the individual felt he or she had lost his connection with love. So he or she was not feeling loved for who she or he was. So I told a client of mine last week that she should avoid being so negative and she should change her energy. And she didn't agree with me at all. And she ended up in the hospital 2 days later when there weren't any apparent health issues or symptoms. So this happened partly because she refused to change and refused to be better. Especially, she refused to love God, which is the first symptom of demonic possession. That is, in whichever form a demon enters your life, he's still the cause of your particular disease or suffering right now, whatever it is. So the only thing you can do is regain contact with God, and all other things that you may do, such as psychoanalysis or doctors or friends or society or career or family or you name it, soulmates, religion, spirituality, anything you do can become full or void if you follow the adversary or if you follow God. It can't be full if you follow the chaos principle, in quotes, Satan, but it will be full of meaning if you follow God. So God is the road opener for you to fully experience all these things, from religion to picking up trash for what they are. So not thinking that when you do something is something different than what it is. So fully enjoying each moment for what it is and not for something different. So I want to thank you today, and I hope that this talk was helpful to you in discovering what really creates that divine matrix. It's not the matrix that defines itself, but is the adjective divine that defines it. Because if it's not a divine matrix, then it's a web. So webs, spiders, it's all another symbology that's more negative. When we have a divine matrix, which is a concept that was brought forward by some scientists or biologists in these days, and it's all very interesting. But it's all also, and they're not unaware of it, but it all comes from God. So everything you do must be connected at some level with the Creator, even if you are unaware of it, so that you get to fully someday experience those areas that are your focus. So it don't matter what you do, but if these actions are repetitive and don't have the divine spark in them, then they are again void. So it's useless to think about career in Luciferian terms, meaning to be better than me. You only have to be you. You don't have to be better than you or anyone else. There's no competition. If you stay on your track, then there's no other person coming on it. It's not possible. But you have the right to jump off track. And if you jump off track, then your life is void. Although you call it life, and although there's other people like me who are doing the same, making the same mistakes as I'm making, then you're still unhappy. So I hope that you're gonna have a wonderful Sunday wherever you are, and that all of your dreams come true. So that is my wish for me and for you today. And may the fairies and the angels bless you and your loved ones. This is Rocco. Ciao.